What's up, family? We have multiple bills that have just been passed, and a few of them have caused some heartache. And then another bill in one state is definitely going to shake things up a little bit. We recently discussed the latest bill signed by the Republicans to increase the debt ceiling. This is definitely a huge win for the House Speaker, but can this bill be sufficient enough to make it through the Senate for a signature by President Biden? Well, I don't think so, guys, but I do have the details to share with you today in a moment. If you could, subscribe to the channel as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump into the video. Starting off, last week was a crazy week, guys, especially for some individuals that live in the state of Texas. You guys know that this is my home state, but I do have to report a little bit of bad news to you guys, but I definitely want to make you aware of it. And starting off, guys, we do have another mass shooting, if you will, a shooting that ended up happening in the west of Texas, in which 5 people ended up dying instantly, as well as an 8-year-old boy ended up dying at the hospital. Now, guys, like I said, this was a shooting by an individual, but this one is a little bit scary, guys, because this was pretty much a neighbor to someone or this family that was from Honduras. And anyways, guys, this particular family was from Honduras, and they went outside and told this particular neighbor to stop shooting his gun. They were trying to put their baby to sleep, and the gunshots was pretty much keeping the child awake. So anyways, guys, they thought that it would be kind to go ahead and ask the neighbor very kindly to, if he could, stop shooting the gun. And apparently the neighbor didn't take that too lightly, guys. Shockingly enough, the neighbor ended up telling him, I'll do what I want to do in my own yard whenever I get ready. And the Honduras family went inside, and pretty much this particular individual walked across the street and just started shooting. Ended up going into the house trying to pretty much shoot and kill anyone that they pretty much saw, which is very crazy, guys. And in fact, according to the reports, guys, he pretty much shot everyone from the neck up, pretty much in an execution style. Now, there were some particular female individuals that ended up laying on top of their children, obviously to protect them, in which those particular 2 children ended up making it out safely. But apparently, guys, there were several others that ended up losing their lives. So anyways, guys, definitely a horrible story. We definitely want to keep them in our prayers in the meantime. And then also we saw another shooting last week or so, also in Texas. This was in regards to a particular party that was for some individuals in high school going to prom. This was kind of the after party. I know I remember those particular times back then. But anyways, guys, apparently someone decided to open fire on this particular home that was hosting this prom after party, in which 9 teenagers were shot, guys. The good news is that not all 9 of them ended up losing their lives. But anyways, guys, this is just crazy, guys. What is this world coming to? This ended up happening in Jasper County, Texas, and the shooting happened early on Sunday morning. So obviously after midnight that particular Saturday. And guys, this was just devastating, guys. The ranges was between 15 and 19 years old. So anyways, guys, we'll also keep them in our prayers as well, and keep Texas in our prayers, guys, because this doesn't necessarily happen too often, but when it does, we definitely need to send up a few extra prayers. So anyways, guys, hope you'll join me in doing so. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Now, in regards to these particular shootings that ended up happening, one state governor in Colorado is trying to do something about it. Yes, it says right here that Colorado governor ended up signing 4 major gun bills into law, which is obviously drawing some great attention from the White House. And yes, guys, as you can see right here, that the Colorado Governor Jared Polis on Friday signed into law 4 major gun measures designed to make it harder to obtain firearms. Now, the new laws follow multiple high-profile shootings in Colorado in the recent months and represent the latest in a series of recent actions by the states to restrict firearm access as gun violence continues to grow. Now, the legislation expands Colorado's existing red flag law to allow educators, health care professionals, and district attorneys request to seizure of a person's firearms under an extreme risk protection order. And anyways, guys, as of Friday, Colorado has enacted 4 common sense gun reforms, including elimination of some of the barriers to holding gun manufacturers and dealers accountable. And the White House press secretary, Karen Jean-Pierre, said this information on Twitter. And she put out this statement and said, look, thank you, Colorado leaders and gun violence survivors, for this important step step forward, we definitely are thanking you today. So anyways, guys, this is just one particular state. However, we have a total of 50 states that probably want to and need to do something in regards to the gun laws in this country. However, it is very hard to do. And just to remind you guys, that particular individual that ended up going across his yard and ended up executing all of those individuals in their homes, he was reported as having an AR-15. So anyways, guys, it doesn't necessarily matter which gun he has, but I just wanted to give that information to you. So definitely keep those individuals in our prayers. But moving on, guys, we talked about it a couple of days ago, in which the House Speaker announced the passing of a recent debt ceiling bill. And this was some definitely good news for the Republicans, as well as a huge win for the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, in which, shockingly enough, he only passed the bill by 2 votes. In fact, 4 Republicans didn't even vote for this particular bill. So anyways, guys, it did end up passing in the House. However, it is now going into the Senate, where it's definitely going to reach some opposition, because the Democrats are definitely not in favor of this particular bill. And they believe that there should be no negotiation in regards to raising the debt ceiling limit in this country, as President Biden has also stated this information. And he said that, look, we cannot do the American people this way. We have got to do what we promised them that we would actually do, in which the past 2 times that they have raised the debt ceiling limit, there was no negotiations performed. And why should we perform any negotiations at this particular time? Well, it looks like President Biden in the past has been spending a lot of money, especially from the recent stimulus checks that have been offered. So Republicans believe that President Biden needs to be accountable. He needs to stop the spending. And this is exactly why they want to create these different provisions, as well as these negotiations, in hopes that it would actually tame the spending coming out of President Biden. So anyways, guys, that is in relation to the actual bill. But I do have some individuals that are upset about this particular bill, and that is our veterans, guys. Yes, guys, veterans are now sounding the alarm against Kevin McCarthy's budget cuts that he has included in the debt ceiling bill that was released earlier last week. And yes, guys, the veterans are blasting the debt ceiling legislation passed by the Republican-controlled House this past week, warning that it will actually cut key programs and services for the nation's retired service members. The House ended up passing this particular bill 217 to 215 on Wednesday night, even though the Department of Veterans Affairs warning of a drastic 22% cut to the department's budget under this particular bill. So yes, guys, the veterans are not exactly happy. They're saying that you are cutting these particular major programs that us veterans actually depend on every single month, every single year, and they are upset about this. Yes, guys, this particular bill, like I said, is called the Limit, Save, Grow Act, which was introduced by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. And like I said, it ended up passing last week in the House only. It is now going to the Senate. I'm sure they will decline this particular bill and send it back as usual. And like I said, guys, the veterans are upset about this, as well as the proposals that are included in this debt ceiling limit bill. And yes, guys, we have information right here on the va.gov's website, in which it says right here that the budget cut proposals would actually hurt the veterans. And yes, guys, it lists out several different things on this particular website in regards to the different things that are going to be cut if this bill is actually passed in the Senate, and how this is going to really affect our veterans in this country, guys. They are suffering right now. They don't need any more cuts, because it is already hard enough to just survive in this current economy, this current disastrous economy that we are living in right now, especially after we recently received the high inflation in this country, as well as entering into this huge recession that we're in right now. So anyways, guys, the veterans are upset, and they are sounding the alarm against the Republicans, as well as the leader, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. And like I said, guys, this is going to cut about 22% from the veterans. And it says right here, the guys, that while the president's budget details a plan to honor our country's sacred obligation to care for the American veterans, their families, as well as caregivers and survivors, this particular proposal to cut a broad range of critical programs by 22% would actually threaten critical services for our veterans, both at the VA and across the federal government. And yes, guys, here is a list right here of all of the different things and the cuts that are included in this particular bill. And so I just want to share them with you guys. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm at least going to give you the title of exactly what is actually happening in this particular bill in regards to how it affects our veterans in this country. And now the first one on the list is that it would threaten medical care for our veterans. This would actually affect 30 million veterans in regards to their outpatient visits. Number 2, it would undermine access to telehealth. Number 3, it would worsen wait times for the veteran benefits. Number 4, prevent construction on the healthcare facilities that veterans actually need and they actually use. The next one is fail to honor the memory of all veterans. The next one is it would actually cut housing for veterans. We definitely don't want to do that, guys, because as many as 50,000 veterans are at risk right now in regard to this particular bill. The next one on the list, it would actually increase food insecurity for veterans, and that is because 1.3 million veterans rely on SNAP food stamp benefits. So we definitely don't want to reduce this particular thing for our veterans as well as those individuals that receive the SNAP benefits. The next one on the list, it would deprive veterans of mental health, substance use, and other health services that they rely on every single month. And then lastly, it would also eliminate job training and other supports to homeless veterans. So anyways, guys, like I said, this is the actual list that was produced by the veterans themselves, and that is exactly why it is on the va.gov's website. So anyways, guys, like they said, the analysis assumes an across-the-board reduction of roughly 22% compared to currently enacted fiscal year of 2023 levels for non-defense discretionary accounts. So anyways, guys, veterans are not exactly happy and they are sounding the alarm. But like I said, this bill will probably not pass in the Senate. So anyways, guys, they are going to have to go back to negotiation to figure this thing out and to figure how they can revamp this particular bill on the table or actually create a new bill. Now, I will give the benefit to the Republicans because they were the only ones that actually came up with something. The Democrats continue to sit on their butts and do nothing because, like I said, they just want to pass the bill. They don't want any negotiations or any changes or any fillers or anything like that. They just want to increase the debt limit and sign it and get on with providing these obligations for the American people. So anyways, guys, we'll just have to see how that all turns out. And then we also have another bill that was actually just passed in the state of Florida, in which this particular bill was very unique because this was a bill in Florida that is going to allow the current governor, Ron DeSantis, to actually stay a governor while he runs for the president. So yes, guys, previously this was not allowed whatsoever, but Governor DeSantis pushed the idea to get this law changed, and now it has been changed, and now the governor is able to run for the next president of the United States for 2024 while he continues to remain in office as the governor of Florida. Let me know what you think about this, guys. Comment down below. But anyways, guys, last but not least, we also want to talk about Governor Ron DeSantis, and that is because Mickey Mouse is upset with him right now, guys. And Mickey Mouse has decided to take him to court. And so now, guys, these particular two individuals, one mouse and one governor, are now fighting each other, guys. And yes, it says right here that Disney versus Ron DeSantis, and this is the timeline. What exactly is going to happen to the Florida governor as he takes on Mickey Mouse? So anyways, guys, this is going to be a huge battle. We already know that Mickey Mouse, as well as all of his goons, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, Goofy, and all of those individuals, they are going to be teaming up and going against Ron DeSantis. I know who I got my bet on, guys. Who do you vote on? But anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. And I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a few ways for you to be able to support this channel, as well as some opportunities for you to receive some free money, such as signing up for a Rakuten account, where it is my favorite cashback website. But they also give you money by shopping at your favorite stores, like between anywhere 2 to 10% or even 20%. But anyways, they are going to give you an additional $30 in cash back after you make your first first purchase. Also, you can get the Amazon Prime membership for free for 30 days, so you definitely want to check that out as well. Now, those are just a few, but anyways, those links will be down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.